All right, so here's our last video on the 8.4 lesson. I appreciate you guys being patient with these longer videos, so just know that. Thank you in advance. This one does say alternate method. Go ahead and cross that off. We're not going to do an alternate method. We're doing our guessing and checking method. So we're just going to do one more example and reason through our thought process to factor 4x squared minus 17x plus 15. So can we remember the first thing we look for anytime we do factoring? We want to see, is there a GCF? So if you look at the whole problem, do we have a GCF? There is not one, so then we can continue to factor this. So what we notice is that we're factoring a trinomial, which means we're trying to find the two binomials that will multiply to give us that trinomial. If you remember, what goes in the first spot here has to multiply to 4x squared. Okay, so when I see the 4x squared, I say, oh man, well, okay, it's not prime, which means we have more possibilities. So it could be an x times a 4x, or it could be a 2x times a 2x. So we're just going to keep in mind we have two possibilities there. And then what goes in our second position in each binomial is going to multiply to give us that positive 15. So again, 15, not prime, but it could be a 1 and a 15, or it could be a 3 and a 5. So we're trying to find the right combination. You know, maybe we'll just start with the x and 4x first. X and 4x. And then we can kind of reason through a little bit to see, well, which one of these should we maybe start with to try. So what we do is we think about what is the 4x going to get multiplied with and what is the x going to get multiplied with. Again, if I put this 15 right here, so if I made that a 15, 15 times 4x is 60. That seems way too big, so I'm definitely not going to do that. So I've already thought through that, so I know I'm not going to try the 15 there. We are trying to get to a negative 17. And here's something to think about. We already know what the signs are going to be. Because these are multiplying to a positive 15, it's factors of a positive 15, that means all your factors are positive, unless they have to add up to a negative number over here. So how else can you get negative numbers involved? Well, you can do that if all of your factors are negative. So we know we're going to have all negative factors so that we can get to that negative 17. Okay, so guessing and checking. Maybe we'll try the negative 3 and the 5. So if we put our negative 3 here, oops, and our negative 5 there. Again, I just kind of guessed. I opted not to start with the negative 1 and negative 15 because I thought through that a little bit. So we'll just see if this one works. We're getting for our outside terms a negative 5x and our inside terms a negative 12x. So we want to check, is negative 5x plus negative 12x equal to negative 17? And look at that. We got it on the first try. Sometimes we get lucky with it too, so keep that in mind.